Hi everyone, a very good morning to all of you. Last class we have studied about vector addition where we have studied triangular law of vector addition, which is nothing but to add two vectors. First draw one vector without changing its magnitude and direction, and from the final point of first vector, you draw the second vector such that initial point of second vector coincide with the final point of the first vector. Then, if you join first point or initial point of first vector and final point of second vector, then that gives you a bar plus b bar, that is nothing but r bar, and we have taken the formula r square equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Now consider same two vectors. Let's take, this is a bar and this is b bar, and theta is the angle between a bar and b bar. Then what you have to do is, same way you draw one vector first. This is a bar, let's take. Now I explained in the last class that b bar you can draw here you can also draw here, but only thing what should be take care is you should make sure that both vectors must to be same in magnitude as well as same in direction. So one vector can be drawn anywhere in the same plane without changing its direction and magnitude. Now this is b bar, this is a bar, this is theta. Now this is a bar means now this also a bar. See, same a bar, same direction, same magnitude I drawn here also. So now if you look at the shape, it is like parallelogram. What is that? Parallelogram. But see here, take this. This is a bar, this is b bar. Now this is the starting point, this is the ending point of second vector. If you join, then this was a bar plus b bar. See, if you don't consider these two, it is looking like triangle and it is called triangular law of vector addition, where r bar equal to a bar plus b bar. But if you take these two vectors, now it is looking like parallelogram, where a bar and b bar drawn as adjacent sides. A bar and b bar drawn as adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Then the diagonal between the two sides, the diagonal, this is also diagonal, but this is not between the two vectors. So the diagonal between the two vectors gives resultant of a bar and b bar. Triangular law of vector addition says, if a bar and b bar, if you draw as two sides of a triangle, then third side gives you the resultant of a bar and b bar, nothing but a bar plus b bar, which is called resultant or addition of a bar and b bar. Similar way, if you draw a bar and b bar as sides of two adjacent sides of parallelogram, then the diagonal between them gives the resultant. This is called parallelogram law of vector addition. But if you compare, both are same. Here only if you draw, this is b bar, this is a bar. So triangular law, parallelogram law, both are same. But the way of drawing, the way of understanding is different. So after completing triangular law, you can extend it to parallelogram law. Now, this is the way you will find the direction. But we want this formula. How to find this one? To find that, see, let's take here. So this is our R bar, which is A bar plus B bar. Now, this is A bar direction, extend it. This is B bar, and the angle between A bar and B bar is theta. Now, let's take this is one direction, and this is one perpendicular to that one. Now what I will do is, I will draw perpendicular, like this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Now B bar is in xy plane. For example, I am telling, you can consider yz, anything. But this is the vector in this plane. Now, according to resolution of vector, one vector can be divided into two components. So this is b cos theta and this is b sin theta. So this one is from here to here, b cos theta. Why? Because the vector is making angle with this direction. So in that cos component comes, in the perpendicular direction sin component comes. Right? So this is what the initial step. Next, we can redraw this here. Then we can understand better way. Then we can find out R bar magnitude. Now, let's draw this here, like, take this one. What is this? R. Then this base. Then this. So this is b sin theta, nothing but this is also b sin theta. So this is b sin theta. Now this is from here to here a. This is b cos theta. So what is the total length? A plus b cos theta. Because the magnitude of a bar is a, the magnitude of b bar is b, and this magnitude is b cos theta. This is a, this is b cos theta. So total is a plus b cos theta. Now if you look at this is like right angle triangle, where you can apply, what you can apply? The Pythagoras theorem. That is r square equal to, hypotenuse square equal to base square plus height square. Then r square equal to, this is a plus b whole square, a square plus b cos theta whole square plus 2a into b cos theta plus b square sin square theta. Now here a square and here b square cos square theta, here b square sin square theta. I can take b square common. If you take b square common, here cos square theta, here sin square theta plus 2ab cos theta. Then r square equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Why? Because cos square theta plus sin square theta is how much? 1. See, to understand vectors, you are getting trigonometric relations. Yes or no? So that's why the mathematical physics, whatever we have been studying from the past 10 weeks, so please try to learn each and everything which is important for every physics chapter. So please understand the importance and try to practice well. So this was the formula we derived. So this is what the magnitude of, square of the magnitude of resultant of a bar and b bar are a bar plus b bar. So we derived the relation. Using what? Parallelogram law of vector addition. factorization. So that is what the way you can understand. And here one more formula also will come. What is that formula? That is, see here, this is the resultant of A bar and B bar. So if A bar and B bar two vectors, then their resultant must lie between somewhere. That is what the parallelogram law says. So if you draw two vectors in such a way that their initial point is same without changing their direction and magnitude, then the resultant of A bar and B bar must lie between them somewhere. So the angle between A bar and B bar was theta. But the angle between R bar and A bar and R bar and B bar is different. Let's take alpha and beta. Alpha is angle with A bar, beta is angle with B bar. So alpha is angle between R bar and A bar and beta is angle between R bar comma B bar. Then they will ask you how to find alpha beta. Simple. So here if you take, this is alpha, this is beta. Now this is alpha, so this is alpha, R A, this one. Now if you take this right angle triangle, tan alpha, what is tan alpha? Opposite B sin theta by adjacent, what is that? A plus B cos theta. So when there are two vectors inclined at an angle theta, then their resultant makes some angle with A bar. They have given suppose 10 Newton, 30 Newton, two forces acting at 60 degrees. What I said? One is 10 Newton, another is 30 Newton acting at 60 degrees. One is 10 Newton, one is 30 Newton. Then what is the resultant means? You will apply this formula. A is 10, B is 30. Or A is 30, B is 10, your wish. But if they ask what is the angle made by their resultant, suppose with 30. When they ask with 30, then consider A as 30. Because you know the formula for A. Angle between resultant with A. Then you consider 30 as A. Suppose they are asking angle between resultant and B bar, angle between resultant and 10 Newton, then 10 Newton you consider as A bar. So with which vector they are asking angle for resultant, then you consider that vector as A. Then you can use only one formula. So here when you want to use this formula, you should understand that alpha is angle between resultant and A bar, not B bar. If suppose you want to remember angle between R bar and B bar formula, just simple tan beta equal to. If you remember this formula, write in place of B as A, in place of A, B. Then A sin theta by B plus A cos theta. But no need, because whenever they are asking angle with one vector, that if you consider as A, this one single formula is good enough. But if you want to remember both, that is your wish. But my suggestion is remember one formula and consider the vector as A with which they are asking you to find angle. Right? So this way. Let's take suppose if two vectors are equal, if magnitude of A equal to B, then tan alpha equal to, both are same, so I can substitute as A sin theta by A plus A cos theta equal to A into sin theta, I can write it as 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2 by if I take common, 1 plus cos theta. We have taken the formula in trigonometric relations. 1 plus cos theta is 2 cos square theta by 2. A, 2, cos, cancel. Sin theta by 2 by cos theta by 2. What it will become? Sin by cos, tan, but theta by 2. So tan theta by 2. So what is tan alpha? Tan theta by 2. Both sides tan. Then what is alpha should be? Theta by 2. That means if two vectors are equal, then their resultant must lie exactly like along the perpendicular bisector. This is theta by 2. This is theta by 2. If two vectors are having different magnitudes, then alpha is not equal to beta. Then you have to use this formula. If you find alpha, beta is nothing but, what is beta? Theta minus alpha. Because here theta equal to alpha plus beta. So this way, if you find alpha, then you can get it beta. So this is what? The parallelogram law of vector addition, and how to use it and how to understand it to derive the magnitude of resultant of A bar and B bar, and how to find the angle between resultant vector and A bar or B bar. So this is what? The triangular law of vector addition. So one example I will explain you. Like to use this formula, suppose there are two vectors. They are given in this manner. Like, so one vector is, this is 30 degrees. This is 8 Newton. And this is 60 degrees, 6 Newton. So what is the magnitude of resultant of these two forces? That is the question, suppose. Then there are two methods. One is you can take components along x and y. Like this you consider as A, this you consider as B. Then this component will become A cos theta, that is 8 cos 30, and this component will become 8 sin 30. Then A bar you can write it as 8 cos 30 means 8 root 3 by 2 I cap, and 8 sin 30 means 8 into 1 by 2 j cap equal to 4 root 3 I cap plus 4 j cap. This is A bar. Similarly B bar. So 6 Newton. Draw. One component is 6 cos 60 and the perpendicular component is 6 sin 60. Then B bar will become 6 cos 60 is x component, but that is towards negative x axis, so minus. So minus 6 cos 60 is 1 by 2 I cap plus 6 sin 60 is along y, so 6 root 3 by 2 j cap. So 2 3s are 2 3s are, so minus 3 I cap plus 3 root 3 j cap. Then A bar plus B bar if you take, then you will add I to I, 4 root 3 minus 3 I cap plus 4 plus 3 root 3 j cap. Then you will find the magnitude of A bar plus B bar as under root this square plus this square. But this is becoming very lengthy. But I will tell you, see here. So this is 30, this is 60, then this is 90. Then R square equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, because you know the angle between them. theta is 90. Already we have studied. Then r square equal to a square plus b square. R square equal to a square 8 square plus b square 6 square. So 64 plus 36. How much? 100. So what is r? Under root 100. So what is the magnitude? 10 Newton. So this way, the using of this formula makes us simplified solution sometimes. But sometimes it becomes compulsory to use this resolution method. So there are two methods to solve the resultant of two vectors. But depending upon the situation, you will learn mainly in laws of motion. Mostly you will use lot of vector application in laws of motion, also little bit in two-dimensional motion. So your next chapter, motion in plane, there only you start using vectors, application of vectors in physics. Not only here, in plus 2 also, second PU also, you will start using the vectors only, right? So please try to understand each and everything and try to practice. Then it will be easier. Right? Thank you.